So for our top 10, the way that we normally do our top 10s is we do all of them over on Backlogged. The way I like to put them together is I will go through and add all the titles that I can find from the first 10 pages of Backlogged. And then I will show you guys what I come up with there. Then we'll whittle them down to the top 10. We'll rank them, we'll order them, and try to come up with the best games that released in the year chosen. The reason I don't show you guys until we get to the actual like list that I've accumulated is that I'm using Backlogged, which uses the video game database. And that's every video game that came out last year. And sometimes in those first 10 pages, we get either some wordy dirties or some dirty images. So rather than break our family-friendly nature, we are going to just right away get that out of the way and just go through those first 10 pages. So I'm gonna go through my games first. I'm not gonna do any double titles. So like if a game like Scarlet and Violet, like I'm only gonna choose one. So I'm not gonna consider that taking up 2 slots. Okay, let's find our best ones. Gonna go ahead and get, oh boy, this is really gonna be tough because last year was a great year for video games. Not that every year isn't a good year for video games, but last year was a really good year for video games. Like a really good year for video games. So this is gonna be a pretty awful list to try to come up with. But I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to come up with my top 10 games. It's funny, as I'm going through, I'm literally like, that's a good game, but it's not gonna hold up. I'm gonna put it on the list anyway, but I know it's not gonna hold up. Loved the 2022 year in games. Yeah, it was excellent. It really was. It was a fantastic year. Guess what? I'm not even putting Stray on there. Just picked up Last of Us 1 and 2 to play on the PS5. Ooh. I'm assuming the remake. Kirby was pretty great, but is it worthy of the top 10? That's really tough. I feel guilty not at least including Elden Ring and God of War, even though they're not my top 10. This list is incredibly subjective, by the way. This is my top 10 list. It's not like the top 10 list. It's just my personal thoughts on the matter. I do have to have played the game for it to be on the list, at least a little bit, or have watched the game. If I have not played it or watched it, then, man, I think that's cheating for The Last of Us to be considered. The Last of Us is not a game that came out last year. There were not enough changes in that game to make it a game that came out last year, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion. We'll see if there are any in there that I just forgot. There was a Better Call Saul game? What? Oh, it was a fan game. Okay, I was about to say, are you kidding me? There's no way I missed that. All right. Wow. Yep. So glad. So glad. For realsies. So very, very glad that I did not show you guys this screen. Because, wordy dirds. Ooh, what's Battlewoods? Pokemon Battlewoods? Man, there are some interesting games that I just totally slept on. There's a game just called Obama. What do you mean? Oh, I really wanted to play Card Shark. Yeah, that is on my wish list. All right, we're on page 8. Page 9 is about to come up. Did Wordle not come out? No, it didn't. Okay. All right, let's see our list here. I've got our list. We only have 13 or 14 games to choose from. That's not too bad. I have a feeling this list is not going to surprise anyone. Okay. Here is our top 10 list of the year, of the fine year of 2022. We're going to arrange these 13 games into a top 10 order, drop the bottom 4, give them an honorable mention, and see where we go from there. Okay, top 10 games. Out of these 14 games, let's see what should be at the very, very top. It's going to be tricky. I played a lot of great games this year. This is really only a small handful of them. And these are the best of the best. And honestly, I want to put them all at the top. God of War for me, Citizen Sleeper for you. Citizen Sleeper was so good. It's got to be at least in the top 3. I'm going to bump it up to the top 3 at the very least. I think I liked Arceus more than Scarlet, so I'm going to try and put that above Scarlet. Just trying to like rank them in order of things that I enjoyed. I'm going to take Tunic off the list. I can go ahead and remove that one. I can give it an honorable because I know it's not going to be in the top 10. I can take Endling. Very powerful story, but the gameplay was not good enough. Anything else I can take off? All of these could compete at this point. You've really enjoyed it? I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. It was a game. It was a truly life-changing game for me. Kirby can go? I don't know. Kirby was really good, dude. I still really want to try Neon White. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Fun, but nothing crazy. See, that's actually how I feel about God of War, too, though. And, well, not really Elden Ring. Elden Ring was, and Xenoblade. Xenoblade, Kirby, God of War. I think that all 3 of these were pretty safe. They were safe games that knew what they were doing and did exactly what they needed to do to get by. Excellent games. 3 excellent games that were about as safe as you could be. Neon White was a risk. Norco, a risk. Sonic, a risk. Scarlet and Arceus, risks. Pentiment, risk. Citizen Sleeper, risk. Like, I like risky games. I like games that could just as easily fail as succeed. No chance, absolutely no shot was God of War going to be a failure. No shot was Xenoblade gonna be a failure. No shot was Kirby. That's kind of what okay. So yeah, these three like lumped together as like safe games, and that's where I'm kind of weird about them. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed Pentiment. I finished it last night. Exceptional, truly exceptional. But I don't know if I can say better than Arceus because Arceus was just so important to me. I think I'm gonna go with Arceus next. This really is like the hardest list I can imagine. God of War was the only game to make me shed tears this year, though. The writing, yes, the writing is exceptional, but again, safe. Like, we've had this history of God of War. You have the writing that, like, even if it was good writing, it was still very much like, I felt like I knew. I know that, like, there were some twists and turns. Don't get me wrong, there were twists and turns, but like, I knew what was going to happen going into the game. And maybe that's just me. Have you played Tiny Tina? I haven't played Tiny Tina. I really have no love for the Borderlands series in general, really. Isn't Tiny Tina Borderlands? I have no, like, affiliation. And Splash, I want to pull up your list right after we get done, because I haven't pulled up your list to make sure that I didn't get any bias coming into this. Need to play Plague Tale? Yep, it probably would be up there for me if I'd played it. It's on the docket. It's on the list. Okay, I'm confident with our first two. The question is Pentiment next? I think it might be. Pentiment is definitely better than Norco, but Norco is really good. But Pentiment is definitely better. Was Pentiment better than Scarlet? That's a tough question. Honestly, these three are like tied for third. They're like tied for third. I probably enjoyed Neon White than the next. Is Pentiment an Xbox exclusive? It is. It might even be. No, there's no way. You can definitely buy it, can't you? Surely. I think it's Xbox exclusive. Let's look it up. Yep, I think it is. So it is on PC. I mean, it's on PC Game Pass. So I guess if you download Xbox Game Pass, you could buy it through the Xbox store. Need to as well. I briefly played the first one and need to play it in the sequel. Yeah, one of these days I'll get into it. Sneaky loves it too much for me not to play it. Okay, this is getting really tough. Citizen Sleeper is better than Arceus, but just barely. Really, the gameplay in Arceus makes me want to put it in first, but Citizen Sleeper just blew my mind this year. It was a sleeper. It was so unexpected that I couldn't not love it. Was probably better than Scarlet, or right there at it. These two were definitely better than Neon White, but Neon White was exceptional. Neon White was better than Sonic Frontiers. It was. It had to have been. Sonic Frontiers was better than Norco? I think so. Norco was better than God of War? Probably not. Was Sonic better than God of War? Probably not. Was Sonic better than Norco? I already said that. Was Norco better than Xenoblade? Probably not. That's tough. Was Norco better than Kirby? Definitely. Was Kirby better than Elden Ring? I don't think I can say that legally. I think legally I'm required not to say that. Was Kirby better than Cult of the Lamb? I think so. We're going to keep Cult of the Lamb out. Bye, Cult of the Lamb. You were fun. You were a good game. Thank you for causing controversy. Okay, so let's go back to the list. Was Elden Ring better than Kirby? I feel like we got it. It's got to be, right? It's got to be. We'll take Kirby and the Forgotten Land off. That makes me sad. It was good. It was game of the year. I can't not make it better than Kirby. Here's the thing with Elden Ring though, is that I stand by my thought that Elden Ring's narrative is absolutely awful. It's non-existent. The argument of it's the narrative that you build yourself is lazy, and the fact that they touted George R.R. Martin at the top of their lungs and are like, this is the George R.R. Martin game, and I was like, dude, where, man? So I don't know. I stand by my. I think that there are better Souls-likes out there. I think there are better games. I don't know. The narrative just didn't do it for me. That Elden Ring didn't have a narrative exactly. And so I'm such a narrative gamer that I could not get into Elden Ring any more than I did. It was fun for the walls. It was fun for the memes. It was a good time, but like, it was gorgeous. It was an absolutely gorgeous game. I just can't give it too much love. It's gotta stay on the bottom at the very least. Okay, let's go through again. Okay, let's go through the list and see if we still agree with it. Citizen Sleeper, better than Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think so. Arceus better than Pentiment? Definitely. Pentiment better than Scarlet? It's very close, but sure. Scarlet better than Neon White? Unequivocally. Neon White better than God of War? Yes. God of War better than Sonic? Yes. Sonic better than Xenoblade? Those two are honestly pretty neck and neck. Xenoblade better than Norco? Yes. Norco better than Elden Ring? I think so. I think it was braver than Elden Ring. I don't know, dude. That's really scary. This is a scary list, but this is my list. The top 10 games of 2022. Your top 3 runners are Citizen Sleeper, Legends Arceus, and Pentiment. I want to point out to you that number 1 and number 3 have very little gameplay. They are practically visual novels, and if that ain't me, then I don't know what is, because this is a Nathan list. This is a Nerd Pastor Nate list if you've ever seen one. We've got 1, 2, 3 games. We got 3 games that are visual novels on here. That's That's how you do a subjective top 10 list. And then you got a Nintendo and a Nintendo and a Nintendo. You got 3 Nintendos in here, so this is a Nerd Pastor Nate list if there's ever been one, but this is my top 10 games of 2022. According to Nerd Pastor Nate, let's pull up Splash's. Splash always likes to post his top 10 list and makes me feel bad about mine. So we're gonna read through the best games of 2022 according to Splash. All right, this is Splash's list here. Top 10 games of 2022 is Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I didn't even consider that one in the top 10. Very good though. Very good, very good. Horizon Forbidden West. I gotta play the Horizon series eventually. I'm sure it would be up there somewhere if I did. God of War Ragnarok, Sonic Frontiers. I'd love to see Sonic up that high. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, like I said, just no love for Borderlands. Splatoon 3. What happened with Splatoon 3? I feel like nobody talked about it. I don't know. Elden Ring. Love it. Bayonetta 3, another one that kind of like breezed by. And then Last of Us Part 1. I would put that one in the top 10, but I'm not including it because it's already come out. I just can't. I can't with a good conscience put Last of Us in my top 10 for 2022 whenever it was just a... I know they added some things and changed some things and they made the experience better. They made it feel a little bit more like Part 2. They made Joel feel a little bit more rugged, and I get that, and that's great. That's fine. It just... I can't do it with a good conscience. And then Live Alive or Live Alive, I want to play. That's perpetually on my wish list. I'm going to play it. It's gonna happen. I don't know when. So... that's where we're going. So here we go. That's Splash's list. Here's my top 10 list. Top 10 games 2022. I am so thankful for those of you that stuck around to watch it. If you want, folks, in the chat, go ahead and say hello to YouTube because this will be posted to YouTube. Folks, this is my top 10 games list of 2022. I know this is very subjective. If you agree with me, great. If you don't, that's also great. I want to hear that you didn't agree with me because I think that's super fun. So be sure to leave down in the comments down below what your top 3 would have been, or even better, go find me on Backlog. Leave a comment down there below. Let me know your thoughts on what your top 10 list, or even share your backlogged. If you want to do that, I'll add you as a friend on there. Whatever works best for you. Folks, we believe 3 things to be true about every single one of you watching this video. We believe that number 1, God loves you. Number 2, we love you. We want community with you. And number 3, we believe that you, yes, you matter. You are a person of sacred worth. The world is a better place. Why? Because you are in it. Folks, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like these top 10 lists, be sure to let us know by clicking that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!